Hey everybody, Dave here. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Blue Prism 7.5. There have been a lot of great updates in it. I've picked 11 of them. That's actually a lot, isn't it? I'm going to briefly go over each of these 11 items, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. Direct browser automation via Chromium spy mode. This essentially is an updated version of Blue Prism's ability to automate Electron apps, which are desktop apps that are Chromium based. This doesn't require the Blue Prism browser extension. And there's a whole bunch of details here that you probably do need to know, but I'm not going to go over that in this video. Just know that this is an incredible addition, and it makes Blue Prism so much faster if you use this mode. For RPA challenge, in regular browser mode, I found that Edge takes 5 or 6 seconds, Chrome takes 2 to 3 seconds, but now with Chromium mode, they both take about 600 milliseconds, and I've seen some people go as low as 300 milliseconds. Granted, RPA Challenge is not really a production website, and it's only local communication, but it shows the raw speed at least. Backwards compatibility, they've added this feature that they're starting out with, and they're going to expand it over time, but right now in 7.5, you can connect Blue Prism 7.1.2 runtime resources to the 7.5 application server, and that enables you to have different versions of Blue Prism across your different runtime resources. And what that can really help with is if it takes time for you to upgrade Blue Prism, then you can have old versions of runtime resources to support certain automations that just can't be upgraded yet. I love this, and I'm definitely going to end up using it in the future. That is huge. Webhooks for work queue item updates. I can't test this one, so I'm just going to briefly mention that this gives you the ability to have external applications sort of subscribe to work queue item updates and lets them know when those work queue items are done. Blue Prism's example is if you have a report that an external application wants to trigger and then be told when it's done, then they can create the queue item and then also subscribe to it, and then Blue Prism will call back out. The external application doesn't have to keep polling for that information. That is a cool feature. It's just something I can't test yet. In control room, filters were added to the navigation tree and to the processes. I know every Blue Prism developer and anybody who does production support or anything really will love this. We can search for processes now, and then recently they added the runtime resources search and then also the navigation tree. You will see in 7.5 a little bit of bugginess when it comes to the navigation tree searching. I did want to mention that it still works. You just have to search, click the item that you're trying to go to, and then clear the search, and then the page will load. This is definitely going to get fixed real soon, but just wanted to mention. Active accessibility added to browser application models. I think a lot of us have known for a while, and I have a video on this, how you can use active accessibility in browser automations. You just have to temporarily change your application type to like desktop or something, and then spy something in active accessibility, and then change it back to browser mode, and then the active accessibility element will work. But now you don't have to change it at all. It's just available as a spy mode now. You can now launch Edge with Startup Boost enabled and with Copilot running as well. I should mention that you probably still want to have these disabled, but Blue Prism has improved or given the ability now to have those enabled, and you don't have to disable them, and so it should still work. But you probably do want to go ahead and disable Startup Boost and also turn off Copilot, because that's just weird in the first place, but it can interfere with startup parameters. So that's just something you probably want to avoid anyways. So there's two settings that we're talking about in Edge. Well, one is really just a feature. So there's Copilot we have right here. I've never had any issues with Copilot preventing Blue Prism from automating Edge, so I just don't have any experience with that. So mostly this is going to be about Startup Boost, but they supposedly fixed both features at the same time. If you go to Settings, and then you go to System and Performance, and then Startup Boost, and then here, the Startup Boost setting, I'm going to close with the X and go look at Task Manager. Microsoft Edge is still open. Now when I go over and launch it with this startup parameter, this one's going to be ignored. The first one, the URL, isn't ignored, so that's one of them that doesn't have an issue, but this one specifically does. So I'm going to click Attach, and you'll see that it's going to launch without doing the maximize thing. So that's just something to be aware of and to understand a little bit. And what Blue Prism is saying is that you can still automate the web application with those settings on, with Copilot maybe on or open or whatever, which I don't know how to disable that. I'm sure there's a way, I just don't know what it is. And then also with Startup Boost enabled and with Edge open in the background as a background process when you launch the browser. It's just that you need to be aware that you might have some of your startup parameters ignored. And in those cases, you probably just want to kill Edge to begin with, or make sure Startup Boost is off or whatever. So there's different scenarios where it will matter and sometimes where it won't. Update all references now works for collection fields. So this update all references feature was added in like 7.4, where you can update the name of a data item and it will update the references to that data item across the whole process or object. Now it works for updating the name of a field in a collection as well, and it does the exact same thing. The enhanced application modeler highlight time is now consistent with the basic application modeler. In like 7.4, 7.4.1, it was like 5 seconds, and now it's been changed to 2 seconds to match with the basic application modeler. I had to mention this because this is at least one thing that Blue Prism confirmed they changed because I brought it up. So that made me happy. Python code stages now support Python 3.13. I think in my previous video, which I will link to, where I show how to set up running Python code stages in Blue Prism 7.4 plus, I think the version was like 3.11 or something, but now it supports 3.13. The encryption internal business object actions for date and date time now work. This is something that has not worked, frankly, for years. And I think most people just didn't really use it. And so eventually probably somebody reported it and Blue Prism fixed it. I should probably mention that encrypting collections and decrypting collections still doesn't work. I probably should report that to Blue Prism. What you'll see that I did in the past is that I just converted the collection into CSV and then encrypted that, then decrypted it again, and then you could put it back into a collection if you wanted to. So this isn't really that big of a deal, and it's the reason that this went on for so long, because we just don't need to use these actions. The audit log now shows when credentials are changed via the credentials internal business objects, and this is something that you've always been able to see when a person changes a credential in the user interface, but now it'll also show you when the credentials were changed by an automation or whatever. And so that's something that every couple of years I rediscover is the case. And I always get confused. I'm like, oh, I thought it showed that, but no, I guess it doesn't. But going forward, as of 7.5 and above, it's now going to start showing the internal business objects changes of the credentials as well. So that was 11 changes in 7.5 that I wanted to point out. I know lots of organizations, they'll stay one version behind so that bugs and issues can be figured out. But I think it is necessary for some people to use the latest version. So if your organization can tolerate that, especially if you have a small environment and you're just getting started, I think it's okay to upgrade and just be aware of any of the known issues. You want to look that up on the Blue Prism support site. And it should work for you though. As far as I found, it is a reliable version. I have had it running in an environment for us for a number of weeks or months, and it hasn't really had any issues, but also I haven't tested every single thing there is. So if you have tried out 7.5 or you do end up trying it, let me know your experience. If you have any issues, I would like to know about it. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.